Hello and welcome. My name is Mav. I'm a community developer in NS2, and with the upcoming patch, build 336 advanced options will get introduced in the game. I'm here to briefly explain where to find them, what they do, and for those who know these options from the NS2 Plus mod, I will explain some things that have not been ported or where to find them because they have moved somewhere else. So I've set up a little room with all the entities that we need: Cracks, Skulk, Marine, Armory, and I will go through each of those options, explaining what they do and showcasing them so you can see the changes. First, for those who do not know what NS2 Plus is, NS2 Plus is a mod that is supported by the developers, or right now even maintained by the developers, that gives you a lot of customization options for the game. This is being imported into the vanilla game now for everyone to find much more easily. And let's start with the options. We will start here with the general options, because here you see the first thing that has been already imported from NS2 Plus, the team-specific field of view. This allows you to adjust the field of view for each individual team if you want so. Otherwise, if you have this unchecked, you will just have the normal one. Next one is in controls, because also put in from NS2 Plus are team-specific sensitivities, or even if you want lifeform-specific sensitivities, meaning you can set, as it says, different sensitivities if you switch from Marine to Alien, or even for each individual lifeform if you want to. Next thing from NS2 Plus imported is a max FPS limit that will set up higher than 200, which is default up to now. You can set it up to 1000. I personally have it to 240 because I have a 240 Hz monitor. Also, it introduces a colorblind mode, which basically can quickly show that it will change the color contrasts of lights and objects around. It's a little bit like a filter added above or on top of NS2. Those are the things you will find here in the graphics option that has been imported from NS2 Plus. The next one is sound. You will not be able to disable the ambient sound in NS2 Plus anymore. Instead, you have an ambient sound slider that goes to a minimum of 20, meaning you will not be able to disable the ambient sounds, but you will be able to reduce them. Next one is the research notifications. For that, I will quickly go Alien and start a research with the bile bomb in this case. And as you see on the left side, you see the bile bomb research notification. If I disable that, gone, enabled, you see it again. The next one, inventory. This is the stuff, the weapons that you see on the bottom of the screen right now that I'm switching through. You can hide them permanently, so they do not show up. You can make them show ammo as well when switching the weapons. You can have them always on if you want, or always on plus ammo. next one for that I will go back to Alien is Alien Hive status, and as you can see on the top left, it enables or disables the status of the hive up here. Back to Marines. The Marine health bars, as you can see on bottom left, they are enabled or disabled. Next one is the classic ammo counter, which you can see on the bottom right. Above the resources, you can enable or disable an ammo counter here. And the low ammo warning toggles low ammo warning when the weapon on the weapon displayed as this red blinking here. You can disable that if you want. Initial alien vision state. This is thing if you can see, turn that off now, the alien vision does not automatically activate. And now it does. It's basically saying if you spawn, is your alien vision automatically active or not. Instant alien health bar. That changes the way how the health bar on your bottom left updates. As you can see, I have a little sentry here. And you see the difference is that when it's turned off, the health bar decreases much smoother, but there's a little delay in. There is a tiny delay, so you do not have instant feedback how much health you have. And the next one being UI scaling, which I think you can see. Careful, that might cause some performance issues while you change that. That is the HUD. Next thing for the HUD. Go back into waypointing. HUD bars. We have 3 different ways of showing your HUD bars. Default is, well, the one that you know. Centralized is a Half-Life 2 style, where you have here the ammo on the right bar, you will have health on the left bar. I forgot to make whip show that, so quickly make fire console. As you can see, we have a little bit less health now, and we're back to full health. And there is also the NS1 style, which you can see you have ammo and health on the left. Health on the left, ammo on the right. Okay, same does apply for the aliens, where there is a centralized style and a NS1 style. Shout out to Rentology for this amazing artwork, by the way. Custom kill feed highlight column. You will have a highlight on the kill feed. That unfortunately doesn't work with bots, but here you can change the color of the kill feed. Well, and that's about what this does. Kill feed scale. You can increase that a little bit. Now we go for the nameplate style, which for that the crack is probably the best one. Yeah, you have the where you can see right now, you see basically the health bars of the crack. You can display that in numbers only, or in numbers. Why the health bar is below that as well. Bars only is... you don't see the name right now. You only see the bars and not the name crack above that. Numbers plus bars is... oh yeah, what you have here. For numbers only, for numbers the health bar should not be visible, but it is, so that's the thing that will need addressing. Small nameplate, so when we're on it you can see the armory here, and now the armory name sign is a lot smaller. Score pop-up is something that I do not think I can I show that? Oh yeah, you see the +5 that just appeared. I can change the color here. Same goes for assists, by the way, and I can also disable those. Then you do not have that number appearing. Next one is waypoints. Let's wait until we spawn.
Proceed to waypoint.
And as you can see, you have a waypoint there. And if I disable that, it's gone. You can still see it on the minimap though. Or the big map. Alright. Pick up expiration bar. This is what you have as default. That you can change as for equipment only, that is weapons. Yeah, we have all pickupables enabled right now. That is weapons only or disabled. You do not have that bar. The all pickupables are for med packs, ammo packs, cat packs, and all that stuff. Here we have dynamically colored expiration bar for that. So I'll quickly give myself a shotgun. Okay, the dynamically colored expiration bar is how much time is... Okay, for dynamically colored expiration bar, basically the color changes if the equipment is closer to disappearing. Dynamically colored repair icon. Be able to... You can see this thing is red now. Orange. Now we're going for yellow, white. You can see that it's basically what it is. If you disable it, it should be just one color. Yellow. White when you have a welder equipped. Next one, the damage. That's at least a little bit less options in here. So we have server-side blood hits, either predicted or server confirmed, which is it's something that I cannot show you right now, but basically sometimes you have this is what your client will show the blood that your client predicts the if you hit or not. What will happen sometimes is when your client says yes, you hit, but the server says no, you do not hit, you will see blood on the target without doing damage. If you check it to server confirmed, you will only see blood splatters after the server actually said yes, you did damage. Damage number fade time and damage number scale. I will quick show that on the crack over here on the lovely. You will have your damage numbers, how long they will last and how big they are. If we spruce it up to a higher scale and a higher fade time, we have much bigger damage numbers and they will stay a lot longer. Also, you can change the color of the damage numbers for both teams individually. Next part, the map. We will start with the first part, the marine minimap. You can enable or disable that on wish. You can see it on the top left right now. Next one is the map background opacity. That does not affect the map on the top left. What it does, it affects this map. And if you have the opacity on full up, it's basically completely colored in. If you have it on 0, it's completely transparent. Personally, I have it somewhere in between here so that I can still see the map, but I can also see through the map very well to see what's going on. Same for the text for the room names that are visible on the map. You can have them full on opaque or not opaque at all. Friends highlighting is also something that I cannot show you right now, but what it does is it shows your friends on the map in a different color. Face gate lines, that is something that I will quickly have to build face gates for that. Right now you can see how the face gate shows which direction they are going. You can basically change the style of that. You can have a solid line that does not indicate any direction. You can have static arrows, basically just showing you in arrows which way they go. Animated lines or animated arrows, which is the default one. Map key behavior is it's kind of hard to show, but you can either have it on toggle on off, or if you wish you can have that on hold, that you will have to hold a key. Player arrow color should be relatively, you can see it on the top left on the minimap that I can change the color of my marine. I will quickly need to that one so you can also see my marine body, because we are coloring things now. For example, we have the tech point rest node map color, which now you see as red on the minimap, or this default one is the green. You can color your marine bodies in, they are red now in this case, or you can also color the aliens, which is make that a yellow. This will only apply to players, not structures, by the way. Building highlights buildings. This is as commander, and to be honest, I'm not quite sure what that does. I'm rarely a commander. Stats. The stats UI is... I do not know if I have that built here. Now I require the sentry to kill me, so give me a sec, and then you see the last life stats UI right there on top of the screen. You can have that disabled completely if you want. Only voiceover menu would be when you press, by default it's X. You have this one written on top. Fully enabled is you have this one written on top for your last life stats when you press, in this case, X, or when you die it will show up as well. Graphics. Okay. We have the map particles. Those will disable things like holograms or things like those smokes here. This is to improve clarity on the map where you have less vision obstructing stuff, and in some cases, well, not in some cases, but it will also improve performance. How much it will improve varies from map to map. Minimal particles. For that I will have to... I think I will have to go to a resource point, or is that visible on... A resource point is at least a good example where to show that. Is the kind how the smoke of those resource towers is being shown. The minimal particles will just reduce the amount of particles of specific entities in the game. The amount of particles that the thrown around when you respawn as Marine, for example, can be there as well. So, weapon tracers, also a good one. As you can see when I'm shooting, you can see those yellow lines coming from my weapon. If you wish to disable those, you can. Next one is the crosshair. I'm using, by the way, a custom crosshair. If those are not the vanilla crosshairs, in case you are confused. You can... I'm not sure if my crosshair has a hit... Yes, it has a hit indicator. You can change the fade time for how long the crosshair stays red, in this case. Or if you put it to 0, it should not exactly. Or you can also scale the size of the crosshair. With 0.01 apparently not visible at all. Reload and cooldown indicator. You see this yellow, this blue circle? That exists for reloading, and it should also exist for... Oh, it's not gorgeous. Oh yeah, there. When you are stopping a belly slide, you can see the cooldown of that belly slide as well. This should also work for metabolize for fates, for example. And here you can also, of course, also color the reload and cooldown indicator. Miscellaneous. Those are the last couple of things. For streamer mode I will do at the very end. And the alien ability select method. This is for fade only as far as I know. Right now we have metabolize only on shift available, but you've noticed maybe on the bottom there is no weapon slot number 2. This is 1 and 3 only. The reason for that is we use weapon slots, metabolize appears on number 2 and you can activate it that way. This is in my opinion, a relic of the past. Should not be there anymore, but this is for people who got used to the old system. Weapon auto pickup is in this case when you have no LMG or no weapon and you just run over it, well, it picks up automatically. Next one is the auto pick up better weapon. What was this? In this case it's turned off. It will not pick the weapon up. if it's enabled, it will pick up the shotgun automatically without me having to do any input. I personally prefer to have that disabled because I am not 100% sure what the game thinks is a better weapon or is not. Marine click selection. Lets you disable click selecting for Marines or not. Right now, yes, I am able to click on that Marine. If I am disabled, I cannot, so let me disable that, deselect him, and then select that again, and yes, I am able to select him by the box, but not by clicking on him, to know. So, next bit is the alert spacebar filter. Okay, so what does that happen? What happens here? It's not really show you, but on all alerts is that when a structure or something is under attack and you press spacebar, your camera will automatically jump to it. If you set it on only players, it will only respond to alerts generated by players. If it's a player needs health, ammo, or a structure, like it's ordering something, spacebar will only go to those and will ignore the structures under attack alerts. A research time tooltip. I do not know if this is a... Disable it. Yes, and if you hover over here, you see the amount of time this one takes. If you disable it, you don't have that anymore. Now, a question that has often been asked is the draw view models. View models, as you will see now, is basically everything that your player has. Now the weapon is disabled as Alien, now your teeth as Skulk are disabled, but you can also customize that. So for Marines, you can you can choose to display or hide your weapon. Okay, so yeah, for Marines it's hide or display the weapons. For Exos, there is this, well, yes, you have an Exo now, and if you hide that, you can basically just go that way if you prefer to. And for Aliens, you can choose to either hide all or display all, or you can go for each single individual life form if you wish to hide, or what to hide and what to display. Alright, actually I'll go for hide all for now because I need now explain what the streamer mode does, because the streamer mode is in case you want to, for whatever reason, all the changes that you have done, you want to revert them, but not permanently, just temporarily, then you enable the streamer mode. What the streamer mode does is it sets all of the advanced options to default without overriding your custom-made options. If you want your custom options back, you disable the streamer mode again and you are back to where you have been. Now, as questions, or as question people who know NS2 Plus will ask is, where is the alien vision? That the alien vision is the only thing that did not get put into NS2, and with NS2 Plus as mod, I think will disappear with the implementation of this. The way you can have your custom alien vision that you have set up via NS2 Plus back is by making your own mod for it. I might make a video on how to do that in a separate video. I might explain how to do that, though it's a little bit more complicated than making a custom crosshair. That, in case people want to know that as well, I can explain that in a video as well. So those are all the changes to all the advanced options and other changes to options that will happen in build 336.